Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live. What is up?
Man,
Welcome to Masterpiece Shitpiece Theater and
amazing.
Douche Canoe Hat.
You know what? Well, I don't know.
I like
I've got douchier hats than that though. I like it. It's not bad. I've got a few douchey ones.
What is up, guys?
Man,
Wolfie.
we'll be in the house.
Rock
What's up, Wilson?
Jesus. What's
Yeah,
up?
we were. I'll tell you what. It's funny. I was saying this, Dick. I was telling Anna when we got home tonight. I said, "Honey, I think we're getting a little too up there now to be running, to be driving in for a 24-hour quickie for a fucking convention." And getting the fuck out of that. I said, I think we'll have to start staying an extra night and just get some rest and then drive back then. she said, baby, I think you're right. This weekend was just a kind of a special thing though. We would have done that, but my daughter's birthday is tomorrow, so we wanted to get back tonight so that we're here, and I told her, I said, man, dude, traveling up there, it's just tiring to drive, boom, go to, you get there, you got to crash.
What was it for you?
It's about, well, last night took longer than it should have because we ran into Friday night rush hour shit because we left like right at rush hour, like a little after 3.
Warm. And so you had to hit 81 to 77.
No. We went up night. It took us up 95.
Oh, 95. Oh,
yeah. Because we're going to Philly. We're like, yeah. We went past MetLife. The Link. I mean, went not MetLife. The Link. MetLife is where when I was at BotCon. We were at BotCon. That was where MetLife was.
You can prevent crotch fire.
Yeah. But we got up there, and as we were driving up there, it was like we just kept getting stuck in traffic. Like, no matter what, it was getting nailed by it. So it took us, Jesus, we got there right around 8. We got to the hotel right around 8, and we left at like about 3:30. So yeah, about 4.5 hours. There, and then getting home tonight, we were doing fine until we got into Maryland, and then on 495, and then we hit traffic coming around that, and that slowed everything down. So we had probably another 4.5, 5 hour drive. Yeah, get back. It's the drives aren't bad if you got a little more time in between having to hop back in the car again and go. And as I saw this, we used to do NJCC like that. We would drive up, stay the night, go to the convention, and in the morning, and we'd leave like in the afternoon and drive back home.
Yeah,
and it's not and it's not so bad, but it's like, I don't know if we can do that shit anymore. I think it's starting to wear,
yeah, like one way for a trip. Like we just went to Georgia this last time. There was an accident on our way there, so it was longer than it was supposed to.
Absolutely.
And so it took us like 9.5 hours.
Yeah,
and I think that is about my limit in a car now.
Yeah. I realized that
that's from Reston, because like the last time we went to Reston, I did that entire trip just straight through, like bang.
Yeah. We're just pretty impressive to be able to do that, because that's a lot of time. I mean, that's a lot of time and a lot of miles covering, right? And I think what it is, I'm just not used to being in a car anymore more than like 2 hours, really. That's about become my limit now when I gotta walk.
So fucking sore, dude.
Yeah.
I told you my role playing group, they're all younger than me, right? They're all in their 20s. Like that dude Dan that came on here. He's in his early 20s.
He's a cool kid though, man. I don't know about that.
So Danielle was gonna do a fucking fire this week, right? On Monday. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. I'm having an old man day. My fucking joints hurt.
I'm having an old man day. Hey, it gets to that point where you're like, fuck, man. just wearing. I got to take a rest or something. You know,
Like it hurts your pride so much to admit.
it does. It does. It killed me that it and Anna Anna's such a road warrior. She drove up there and she drove back, and I offered to drive and she said she would take care of it and she did it.
Yeah.
And she's awesome at it, but it's like I can see it wearing on her though a little bit too. She like as badass as she is, and as much as and I've seen that girl drive fucking 12 hours straight, dude. She's a warrior, but I can tell it's starting to wear on her too. You know, you can see how tired she was when we got home tonight, man. She's worn. She's already in bed. She said she crashed. She's probably crashed. I told her, I said, you get some sleep, man. Rest up, and you know, but it was fun. We had a good time, and I love seeing some people and some visiting guys, and that's a nice little convention.
Mm-hmm.
But we only spent about a little over 2 hours in that convention, man. Not very much time in there because it's not very big, and you can get through it pretty fast. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I hit the horseman table. I got a couple. I picked up some couple of mythics. Fucking Bobby Valor was there. I went up and talked to him. Saw Ninja. Said hi to Ninja. Talked to him. Bought a Valorverse figure that I wanted. I was like, all right.
Damn.
I know. Hey, I saw that he first showed the new wave that was coming out some time back. I saw this one female character he was doing. Her name's Gemini, and she's fucking pretty badass. And like I was like, she looks tough as shit, dude. All right, you know, I was like, all right, I'm gonna get her, you know, and I was shocked to see her at the convention. So I was like, all right, I'll buy this, you know, and well, while we're up there, he was on the top level. The Diffuge has like one big circle area, and they have an inner circle and an outer circle, right? And they stuffed this place with vendors. I'm not kidding you. It's crazy how many people they fit in there, and then there's some offshoot spots where there's more tables and more vendors. You know,
yeah.
You go downstairs. There's tattoo artists and shit doing their thing. You got a bunch of people selling like crazy witchcraft shit, all that stuff. Too. And then we saw some Star Wars stuff. It was wild going downstairs. We come back, you go into there's an upstairs level, and you go and you it couple areas where, and it's just bunch of vendors, same shit, you know. Well, Bobby Val was upstairs, and there was this vendors on the other side, and Anna had went over and checked them out, and I was waiting in line to buy that figure from Valor, and Anna comes over and she says, when you get done, you got to come over here. You've got to see something that she said, you're going to wet your pants when you see this. I was like, all right. So I get done finally. I get the figure I want. I come over looking for her. I can't find her, so I got to go find her. I find her. She goes, oh, come here. Let me show you what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Man, this guy have you ever seen or heard of the Eternia playset?
Yeah.
Okay. I have never ever seen one put together 100% complete and working. I've never seen it. I've only seen the only time I ever saw it was on TV. I remember a commercial for it, but I've never seen one in person at all.
Yeah.
And this guy had two of them going at the same time. They're both going. He had the track all set up. Where the little zip thing is running, the little train things running around the track. You had the gray skull pillar over here. You had the Snake Mountain, the thing that you could sit Snake Mountain next to, the dragon thing over here, and the main middle thing. I mean, it was I can't even tell you what kind of experience it was. It's like seeing a toy that exists and it existed, but you've never seen it in person. And you kind of are wondering, Are they still around? You know?
Yeah.
And and this guy had two of them. Big surprise. One of them he went like 1,300 for or something like over 1,300. And I think the other one he went like a little less. And I guess I asked him why they weren't both the same price, and he said the one that was he wants a little less for has some like paint scratching on a couple of the pieces, but works fine, still works and everything is great. And I was like, holy shit, he had the boxes for the goddamn things at that too. Okay, and I don't know if you've ever seen this thing and ever seen the box for this.
No, I haven't seen the box.
Nick, it's gigantic, man. I couldn't. I was like freaking out. I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. I've never seen this before. You know, it was one of those that came out like after I kind of grew out of He-Man by that point. Like I was, I was starting to, put toys away for a while. I was getting older.
I never knew it existed until a few years ago.
I just remember seeing a commercial for it when I was still pretty younger. But I wasn't in He-Man anymore, so I was done. But I was seeing, and they were, and Masters of the Universe carried on for years out here for a while, and I remember watching, and I saw the commercial for it, and I was like, holy shit, boy, they really come out with some wild stuff now, for the He-Man. But I've never seen one in person ever, and I just
That's
was
a
like,
grail for a lot of people.
I would imagine it would be. It has to be a grail for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I told that guy, I said, dude, I'm telling you, I said, right now, I said, if I had the money that I knew I could throw down on that.
Was it Dreams or was it another
story? No, I don't think he was in Trinity of Dreams. It was another. I didn't see what his. I didn't even know if he had an online store or anything like that. Yeah, I know he had a lot of Masters of the Universe shit over there, but he had a lot of other stuff too. And it was just insane. And then I went down. I go back downstairs. And I come across another vendor that I didn't. And this motherfucker's got Grayskull, fucking Snake Mountain, in their boxes, complete. I'm like,
you better make sure after that fucking video from Eternity of Dreams.
Yeah.
Were you on YouTube when we watched that?
I heard about it though. I've heard about it. I asked him. I said, I especially Grayskull, because Grayskull I think has a lot of small shit that you can lose, right? And I said, are you sure everything's in that? And he said, 100% guarantee it. He said, if it's not complete, he would knock like a couple $100 off of the price or something like that, right? And I'm like, wow, guy seems pretty sure of himself, Yeah. But I told Anna, I said, if I can have like, and I told her, I just need $4,000, Anna. She goes, oh, really? I said, yeah. I just need $4,000. I can get one of those upstairs, come down, I get Grayskull and Snake Mountain. I said, I'm fuck, and then give me, and let me get some couple old school figures. I'm good to go. I'm right. She shook her head. She's like, yeah, fuck you.
And the horse you rode.
Yeah, exactly. But it was just so neat to see it though. I've never seen one, and man, what fun.
Like, kind of piggybacking off of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody was posting about going to ZoloCon in the chat this morning, and everything. And I was just, and then like the subject of BotCon came up.
Okay. Wow.
And like the thing is like, I love Hanny to death. Hanny is a great guy. Myra has always been wonderful to me.
Mm-hmm.
I love them both. I can't go to BotCon this year.
No, not everyone's gonna be able to make it, man.
And like the thing to me is like just looking at it from a cost point of view.
Mm-hmm.
I love you motherfuckers to death, but right now, if I ordered it tomorrow, the fucking flight out, $600.
Yeah, it's tough when you especially.
Hey, trying to find rooming for the weekend.
That's another money. You come out
Yeah,
with money.
you're probably looking at another 400 for that. So that's a grand out of your fucking pocket
Yep.
before you walk into
You
the
walk into the
hotel and
convention.
see your people.
Yeah, that's not even counting your food, your beverage, and anything you might buy at the convention. I mean, it's not even So you haven't even begun to even crack the expense. It's
Right.
just it's. I saw that too. I saw that they were
So,
talking
but
about
like
BotCon.
at the same time though, like my my thing is I'm wondering I've talked to you, I've talked to everybody about this over the years.
Hmm.
Like I think that like for our get-togethers, man, we need to divorce ourselves from conventions.
Well, it would be kind of cool to do something different than a
Yeah.
fucking convention because conventions are cool and all,
Yeah.
but I don't know, man. Like the the problem with conventions, honestly, is that they're not conducive for everybody to
Yeah.
get to. Whereas if you plan on a certain spot, you could try to centralize it a little bit better. So maybe people can at least drive to it. It might be a little bit far, but you might not have to fly. You can probably drive if you want. And it's like when you make when BotCon, not BotCon, but TFCon, was in Chicago. I mean, you know, flying out for me was the way to go for us. And I
Yeah.
and I and then the bank, the bank bus was fun and all that, but it was like it was a hard ride.
Right.
And I just like you know. I had told Anna if we ever went back out to if it was ever in Chicago again and we went back out and we decided we were going to go back out there, I said we would definitely fly.
Right.
But that's only if you can fly, if you can find
Yeah.
decent
See,
price on ticket flights.
like I almost feel like the conventions are a young man's game. And
Kind of.
by young man, I mean young in the community.
Yeah, yeah,
Because,
yeah.
because like when you first start going to those conventions and you
Hmm.
meet your first group, it is fucking magic.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm
And
sure.
you keep going, keep going, keep going. But like, god damn, like
Yeah,
who the fuck wants to go to Fort Wayne?
yeah. That's something I didn't even know. I didn't know where is Hanny was Hanny gonna have BotCon in the same place again?
No,
No.
BotCon's in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
So it's in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Yeah,
like that, so that like that rumor was false unless it's a rumor, about having it at the same venue. So that's been confirmed false because it's going to be in Indiana this time.
okay.
But a lot of times, like if you look at what TFCon did, they went to Chicago every other year.
Right. Right.
So
Exactly.
Haney could have done a deal. And again, I can't speak for the man because I don't know his business, and
Yeah.
and he knows what he's doing.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he wants to.
He's been in business for a long time.
Yeah.
So, this is just me spouting shit about,
Hmm.
from my perspective and what I see. But yeah, like I can't justify grand just
Um.
to just to step into the airport in Fort Wayne.
Yeah. I'm just. I know that's another thing too. I was just talking to you about the drive we
Yeah.
made. And I you know, I'm not sure we're up for traveling
Yeah.
a ton anymore.
That's the point I was making was like
Yeah.
when you're first in the community,
Yeah.
like it's a huge thing because you think
Yeah.
that's the only place that you can see people is at
Right.
these conventions. You find out that there's other things later on, like local
Exactly.
conventions, other events and such,
Hmm.
that people end up going to.
Right.
So, but like, man, could you imagine just and I know I've like I said, I talked to you and I talked to
Hmm.
EE about this and other people. EE is completely against it, but man, could you imagine us motherfuckers in a cabin?
Yeah, see, he's a city boy, man. He can never go for something like that. He's got to be somewhere where he's
Well,
around shit. You
hi-
know, he
his point, and it's understandable. Is like, yeah, as much as we get along and shit, like, what if you get one person in the cabin that, just throws the whole fucking thing off, and, it's a lot harder to escape when you don't have your own room to retreat
that
to and
that's
shit like
true.
that. So
That
that
is
is
true.
definitely a concern, but, like,
Yeah,
going along that idea, like,
yeah,
like, fuck, man, there's gotta be something that we can do.
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a good point. It's got to be
And especially because so many of us have families.
yeah, and it's hard. It's harder to
Yeah.
travel a lot and do that. So when and I don't know if you like plan something like that. Like I said, you could centralize it a little bit, maybe
Yeah.
better. But again, he's right though. He is right. It is tougher when people don't have the ability to kind of get away and go up to their own
Yeah.
room and kind of decompress, and have an escape.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, I
'Cause
get
we're
that.
nerds and we have drama.
Unfortunately, yes, we do. And I was, I was happy though that today that we ran. I mean, and like we weren't planning. I didn't know who
Yeah.
was. I didn't know if anyone was going to be there or not. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure who was going. I was. I just told Anna. I said, I just hope I don't want any drama. And so I'm not really
Yeah.
going there looking for people. If somebody walks up and says hi to us, okay, great. Yeah,
Yeah.
we happen to meet. We happen to go to lunch. They hit us up, I guess, a little later in the day. And they were going. They were like, we're gonna go have some lunch. You guys want to come? And I was like, yeah, sure. We can go for lunch.
Yeah.
And I had told Anna, I said, are you done with this convention? She goes, yeah, I've pretty much seen everything I need to see. I said, me too. I said, how about after we eat, we just get the fuck out of here, dude? And I was like, get on the road, man.
I
So we,
wasn't even like BotCon was the last thing I went to, and I wasn't even going to buy a ticket to go in until, like I was like, oh man, I thought it might be because I know Haney. I was like, it's disrespectful if I don't at least buy a day ticket.
well, I understand.
You know what I
But
mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
that was my thinking about it, but I didn't pay to go into the last TF con at Baltimore. I got into that shit for free.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
So like my shit is like, I don't care about the conventions. The only reason I go on the convention floor is to see people I might not see, because
that's
like
true.
people
Yeah.
like Mike and Vanessa are hard to hit sometimes
Right.
if you don't see them at their booth.
Right.
Bobby,
Yeah.
if Bobby's at a convention and that dude's busy as fuck trying to hit
Yeah.
him up, not on the floor. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like
That's true.
as far as exclusives and shit, I am done with Transformers.
Well, yeah, that's the other deal. There's other people are still collecting shit, but it's like those conventions are kind of. I mean, they have other stuff there, I know, but
Yeah.
but they're really Transformer heavy, and I don't know how much more. I don't know how much more in Transformers
Yeah.
people, if you really need more stuff, I get it, but
Yeah.
some people don't.
And like the thing that you find out again when you first go, like, hey man, I used to fucking blow a wad at these conventions.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And then you find
yeah,
out, you know what? It's not as good a deal as some of the shit online. Like,
no,
and the thing is when you go on the
no,
floor and you talk to somebody and you're like, hey, look, on your website, this is your price. Why are you upcharging? Oh, it's a
yeah,
convention upcharge. You got to pay more here. It's like, motherfucker, I'm taking this out of your inventory. Give me the goddamn discount.
right. They're doing it because it's expected to. That's why they're being they know they can get away with it. That's why, and they know they'll get people that aren't smart that will pay it. Aren't. But it's just like the horseman. But I talked to them today, and I found out why they charge a little bit more when they sell their figures at the convention. He told me he says to cover taxes.
Yeah.
He said because they have to pay extra taxes when they actually sell stuff on a premises. He said, believe it or not, he said we have to an extra taxes involved, and he said, it's as silly as it is. He said we have to, we have to account for that. And I was like, yeah, I get it, and I understand
Right,
that.
but they are a first stop vendor, meaning that they are
Right.
vendoring their own product.
True.
When we go to buy third party
True.
transformers and are looking for a deal, those vendors
Yeah.
set their own prices.
You're right. You're absolutely right. No, you're right. That's true. That's true. They do. It's different. It's different for them.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're not doing it to cover the taxes. They're doing it
Yeah.
because they know they can get away with charging another $10. That's whatever for it. And fuck. I don't know.
I was really down on toys completely whole as a hobby for a while until
Well,
like some NECA shit and classifieds came out that got me excited again.
yeah, I've
So I'm hoping, excuse me, sorry, with conventions, I'm gonna try and go to MegaCon with a buddy of mine down here. She goes every year. So I'm gonna try to go to MegaCon, go to something different, try to see if maybe just a different environment and different type of convention, gets me to the point where I'm like, okay, cool. I want to go to BotCon again. I missed that.
Yeah, it's hard though too, because when I was when we were, I feel like when we were more heavily involved with the realm of collectors and stuff, and you would go there, you would go because you were more into that, and that was your main reason for going. But it's like now it's like I feel like the realm of collectors has a whole other generation of people that are like that are really deep into it, and a lot of us people that are in on it early on are kind of like for me, I feel like they don't really cater to me as much anymore as they do other people. I'm not. I'm just that old school guy that was there in the beginning, helping them promote and grow. Now that they've grown, I feel like sometimes I'm not that, I'm not important to them. They want that. They're just they're into selling stuff, and I understand that. Like I heard that they're not going to be at BotCon because they can't do a realm box. They can't do a box. Well, a rock box. They don't have time for it.
That makes sense to me. Because you've got to think, man. Not only is it that they can't do a rock box, they've got to try. They always do a rock party, so they would have to try and plan that also.
That's true.
I don't think like they're being told. It's not that they're being told they can't do a rock box.
Oh, okay. They just didn't have time to do it, really, to get everything together. Yeah, okay, all right.
Less than 6 months.
Yeah, it is kind of tough to get everything together.
That's something like,
but they could still.
Hanny needs to be a little more cognizant of too.
Yeah, but they could still
giving people more notice.
True.
If it was October,
yeah,
I like, if it was October or whatever, maybe the end of August, like he had done, maybe September. It'd be a completely different story, because I could be like, oh, I'm going to set this aside, and build this gradually. But like this late notice, and I've got 2 other trips I got to plan this year. I got a kid turning 16.
Yeah,
my wife is doing like a once in a lifetime trip with her father to Ireland.
Yeah, that's kind of.
I mean,
it puts things in perspective a little bit.
Yeah, like this. Like I said, dude. Like I said, talking about just the grand, just to get to the airport,
sure,
and have a room. Fucking $1,000 right now gives me and my family a weekend in a cabin.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Oh shit! What's up, Joe?
I just will tell you though that you'd be hard pressed to get a lot of people to do the cabin thing. Yeah. You would, because people are not going to go with that.
Something else we can do, like
I would agree. I agree with that, but I think for any kind of meetups, and I as far as the ROC, I feel like they could. I remember a time when the ROC went to a convention TFCon, and there was no planned. It was no real plan. It was, there was no rock box. There was no, it was a time when they did stuff without it being centered around something like that. I mean, I,
I just want to say
but
something.
I think
I've heard that Smith Mountain Lake. There you go, Joe. That's my speed.
Smith Mountain Lake, where's that at?
Fucking right outside Blacksburg, man.
Is it? I don't think I've heard of
Yeah,
that
that's
place.
where
All right.
fucking Dirty Dancing was filmed.
Oh no shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know. All right. I still never been there before though. That's. I mean, I've been down to Blacksburg, but I've never been there. I've never been to somewhere else.
It's pretty there.
Yes, I used to.
Is.
I spent a lot. I
No,
spent a lot
Bedford
of.
County. Sorry, Bedford County.
I spent a lot of.
That's like on the other side of Roanoke.
A lot of weekends in Blacksburg when I was in high school, man, because my friend Chris would go baby down, and I pretend like I was a college kid and party with a lot of college students.
Why did I think it was outside of Blacksburg?
Yeah, but is it outside Blacksburg or not?
No, Joe said it's in Bedford.
Oh, Bedford. Okay, I've never.
Oh, get off 81 before Roanoke. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not quite. Yeah, it's not quite as close to Blacksburg then.
Okay, yeah. The thing is, you can take 460 and go in the back way because it's pretty.
Yeah.
Because you loop into West Virginia, then you loop back
into Virginia. Yeah. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking I lived there. I lived in fucking Montgomery County forever and never went. Did some spooky shit happen at Roanoke? Yeah, we could do a whole podcast on Roanoke.
Yeah, Roanoke's got
Orange
some
Avenue, baby.
Yeah.
No, but what you're talking about is the Lost Colony of Roanoke.
Yeah,
which is different than the city of
Roanoke. It's not it's not the same spot, not quite the same area.
Croatoa.
Yeah, but it is.
Wes, you're a supernatural fan, so that was a thing on there.
That's that's an interesting interesting story. They in fact they did an American Horror Story season based off of it. Based on it. It was kind of crazy the way they did it, but it was interesting. I don't know. Yeah,
man, like there's some really Virginia has some good urban legend shit. Like they got the
Bunny Man Bridge, yeah. absolutely. We've
And now, have you heard the newest one?
What's the newest one?
Popcorn Sutton is haunting the woods.
I haven't heard that. No shit, really.
Yeah,
of course.
It's taken a while, but people are saying that they've heard him whistling.
Of course. Man,
could you imagine that? That would freak me the fuck out, man. Some old Popcorn Sutton West was probably the most famous moonshiner.
He was kind of I think
he was an icon.
Most successful, I would say. He was really good at what he did. He was good at making it, and he was good, and he also had a whole system of smuggling it and getting it distributed. And
he had a recipe for a blended shine.
Yeah.
And I think he's going on like 20 years dead, and they just found a case.
Did you ever hear that there was a story about him where they were he had a secret recipe that they never revealed to anyone, and he has it written down somewhere, and people are trying to find it, and all. So
it's crazy.
It's
on that show Moonshiners. Two of the guys said that they fucking reverse engineered his recipe for the triple blend.
That's wild, dude.
But I don't know, man.
He was also one of the shiners that was one of the first ones to utilize flavoring in their shine and in the moonshine. Moonshine for a long time was just he It was yeah. There was a simple way to do it. You did it right. He was the one that experimented and fucked with shit and
Well,
got other. Well, I want to say he was the
he gets a lot. He gets a lot of
he
credit
gets a
for
lot of
that.
credit, but I don't know that he might not have been the first one,
Yes, they did.
but he was definitely one of the ones that was.
Started the muscle car craze. Started
Yep, yep.
a lot of shit.
A lot of racing. Racing was
Yeah.
probably started by moonshiners in a big way. I mean,
like customizing cars was
yeah, right.
big thing
Definitely
for them.
right. I mean, they had to customize them to be able to haul the shit and also hide it if they were pulled over to try to hide it in the car. So it was I was a motherfucking moonshiner dude that had a gas tank. An empty gas tank, they would fill that gas tank with shine.
Yeah.
And then so the car actually had two gas tanks, one for actual gas and one was filled with moonshine. And that's how they were smoking. I thought it was wild as shit, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good stories,
All I'll
man.
say is my grandfather's favorite car was a 1933 Mercury Coupe.
There you go.
Exactly.
Big.
Beginning is a NASCAR.
Yeah.
If you ever want to get someone from Virginia that has hillbilly roots upset, you call them a ridge runner and see what the fuck happens.
Motherfuckers, there are motherfuckers to this day though, man.
They'll stab you.
That yeah, they hold tight to those traditions, man. And if you
go down to like fucking Hiawassee,
you talk shit, you gotta be careful what you say to them.
oh man,
there are guys, there are people, man, still down in between and in West Virginia, man, that still like will argue over the Hatfield McCoys and shit. It's like, god damn, dude. I remember Anna's dad was telling me, how they had an argument happen between these two old guys about who was right and who was wrong between the families, and then those two motherfuckers ended up getting into a fucking fist fight. Oh. And I'm like, he said the cops were laughing. The cops were laughing at him and they beat each other's ass over that shit. The cops were like, "What the hell, man?" I was like, "Yeah, I don't blame him. I would laugh too. It's old. It's old shit."
Oh, man.
And then of course in pro wrestling, I'm hearing all these stories all week about how what really went down with them changing the story with and changing the WrestleMania matches, and apparently there's a lot of the WWE people are pissed off at the fans because the fans are the ones that kind of caused them to have to scrap their plans for the Rock and Roman. They go back to Cody and Roman.
Yeah, you've got to think though, dude. Like Cody is a big wrestling star.
That's what I said.
The Rock is a global icon.
I know, and I get that. I totally get it. But here's the thing: most people who are watching pro wrestling nowadays are pro wrestling fans. Pro wrestling doesn't have the expansive audience it used to have. It still has it, but it's not like it was. No. Nowhere near like it grew up to be at one point. I think and I think now that audience had a lot of that audience. They got some power, and they're gonna let you know about it. And I think, I get what they wanted to do, though. I understand it. I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want The Rock involved? And The Rock will still be involved. He will be. I got a feeling that he's going to be involved in that match somehow. And I don't know how it's going to go, but I'm sure
it might turn into a fucking triple threat.
Yeah, very well could. Very well could. And maybe Roman will think, because The Rock's supposed to be joined, got his back and everything, and hey, The Rock's supposed to be turning heel now, man. And I've always loved heel Rock better than anything. That was my favorite version of The Rock was when he was a heel.
I think Rock is a double agent.
Probably, and I it's also hard to buy him as a heel.
here's the thing. Like, okay, so you got Rock heel, and he's
Right.
already doing shit to piss people off. He's getting heat. He is
Yeah.
getting heat.
He is getting heat. Yeah, definitely.
Well,
Crowd's letting him
you
have
know
it.
what? You've got Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns, if he doesn't go past WrestleMania, doesn't break Hogan's 4 year. Okay.
Yeah.
So, how do you get Roman Reigns from WrestleMania to SummerSlam as the champion?
It's gotta he's gotta have help. Right? I
I
mean
think that The Rock gets Cody disqualified.
that's interesting. That's interesting.
I think if you
Interesting.
see, and then like how much bigger can you get then? You turn Roman Reigns, who has been a heel, and
Right.
the hottest thing in the company.
Yeah. Into a face.
You turn his ass into a face against one of the best
Yeah.
talking heels of all time.
Yeah. And then you got potentially a big match build up between those two, and but see, they, I really believe they want to put the strap on Cody. I do, I believe they want to, but it's like you're right. How do you? I also think
Or
they want that record
or
broke.
or you get I still think it'd be huge if you beat Roman, okay?
Uh-huh.
The Rock bottoms him before fucking Cody because of something that happens in the match. And
Possibility.
because there's no way Rock Roman isn't happening.
No, that's definitely gonna happen. But you got to
And
find a way to get them at. Yeah.
dude, it's like a fucking teenager fumbling around in a girl's pants.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
fucking going every which way, don't know what, and they finally find that button and they're like, okay, let's go.
Right. Yeah. It's got to happen at some point. You gotta. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think you're right. They want it, and if they want it to happen, they'll make it happen. It's just hell. Who knows? Maybe they say fuck the record and put
Like,
the belt on Cody and have the Rock and Roman go at it without the championship involved, because that's a huge match with or without a belt.
but like there's so much business that you can do involving those three, Cody, Roman, and The Rock. Because
I agree.
okay, something happens, whatever. Either you got and say The Rock doesn't turn on Roman. Okay.
Yeah.
At one of these Saudi Arabia or Australian PLE events, they love doing shit like this. You go Cody, Triple H versus Rock Roman.
Yeah, Triple H can't wrestle anymore, though.
Yeah, he can. He can go a little bit. I mean,
man, he's got that bad heart.
Roman loses, Rock takes the lay from him in the fight for the head of the table.
That's what I think is going to come down to is those two over that.
But they're giving so many mixed messages.
They are. It's not,
when he first came back, he made that head of the table line like he was going to go after Roman.
Yeah, but you know what Anna was explained to me. She said, "Listen to what he says."
I forgot about that. Wes is right. Hunter ain't getting into matches. Heart will.
No, right, exactly. And Anna made a point. She said, if you listen to what The Rock said, she said he asked, should he go out to eat or whatever, or should he eat at the head of the table? Yeah. She said, think about this. She said, that doesn't mean he's going to take over as the head of the. She goes, maybe he wants. Maybe he meant he was going to join up with him. No. And I said, yeah, I guess. I said, I kind of feel you could bend it to be that like that, but I feel like it was intended to that The Rock had some problems with Roman Reigns. That's how I felt it was. But and I know the way he worded it, maybe you could take it in a different way. And then and she could be right. She said she thinks that they probably intentionally, or maybe it was intentionally worded that way in case they needed to fuck around and do some last minute shenanigans. But to me, that might be giving the WWE way too much credit. But because I'm not a
did you see like in the commercial? I didn't even watch the Elimination Chamber yet. I've been busy all fucking day.
I've got it on right now. I'm watching it. It's
Did you see
I've
fucking Hunter and Randy separated fucking Kevin Owens at the fucking press conference?
I did see that. Yep, I saw that. Yeah, that's yeah. There's a little bit of
Who's okay? Here's a question for you. In the last 2 years, who's been mismanaged more, Kevin Owens or Cody Rhodes?
Well, that's hard because Cody got hurt and missing a lot of time, so that's tough for me. I felt that Kevin Owens has been not utilized properly for years. I mean, at one point this dude was the world champion at one time.
Yeah.
And you're telling me now all of a sudden you can't find a way to get that you're telling me now you can't find a way for him to they should have had him beat Roman Reigns. They should have had him win. He did that stupid, and remember how they had him lose? He handcuffed him so so he couldn't stand up. That was so stupid, man. I was like, come on, man.
Yeah.
And they just have misused him. I liked it when they put him and Sammy together because I love him and Sami Zayn together. I think they really work well together, and I think I like it. And they were tag team, and it was fun. But
I want to touch on this point real quick.
Yeah.
Wes says Cody has been at the top of the card the whole time. Only misstep they had for Cody was not beating Roman last year.
I would agree partially.
No, I don't. I would say that that entire Shinsuke fucking feud was a complete misstep. Did nothing for either one of them.
I think it was a waste. Yeah, it was almost like they were just keeping Cody busy.
Yeah,
to spin his tires. I agree with that, and I think that's true.
There was definitely something.
Yeah,
I mean, like, even if they wanted to save him for Roman, why the fuck wouldn't you have him and Seth touch? Because they're both on Raw. And,
sure.
It's
now him and Seth are kind of buddies now.
Yeah.
Which is really weird because remember him and Seth had all that heat.
The elder statesman, and dude, I missed Raw this week too. Have they said who Seth's going against at fucking Mania?
Seth is going to go against the winner of the Elimination Chamber. And I think I already got spoiled on who wins this one. The men's Elimination Chamber is Drew McIntyre.
Oh my God.
So we're bringing Drew McIntyre back into the swing of things. Now, myself, I like Drew McIntyre, but I'm over Drew McIntyre. I'm done with him. He won the world title. I think he's he's trash as a champion. I don't like him as a champion. I didn't like him as a champion. I think he's boring. He's this big powerful guy, but he's just boring, dude. He's boring.
Like, I found him completely uninteresting.
Yes,
as a babyface.
That's just it. And now they're making him kind of a heel again.
That's the thing. And Wes is saying the same thing. Drew is killing it right now. See, like I agree and I disagree.
Yeah.
I love the fact of what he did to Punk. Amazing. Thank you.
Sure.
Beautiful mic work there. But like what they're having him do, being like the sneaky heel.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be. Look at him. Look at him. That motherfucker needs to really be like
fucking monster. He needs to be a monster.
Right. I agree. Make him that heel that's just tough, badass, and wants to hurt motherfuckers. That's what I'm talking about.
He already does the Claymore. Give him the fucking clothesline from hell too.
Sure, why not? It would fit somebody of his size,
right?
You know,
And that's the thing. Like
ah,
they treat him like he's fucking Shawn Michaels size, and he's
there you
not.
go. That I agree with that. And now Shawn Michaels was a heel at one time. That it had to. You could see why he had to be sneaky and had to do
Shawn
devious
Michaels
shit. You know,
through his best runs always had a bodyguard,
sure, he always had someone out.
whether it was Nash or Sid.
Or what about Triple H?
Yeah,
When the beginnings of
DX.
DX, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, there was always somebody, him and China, outside the ring to interfere to help him keep that belt. You know, it was always there was
Les
always
says
something
he's
like that. You know,
opportunistic right now, talking about Drew.
well,
Like,
I
right,
guess. I
but
mean,
like the thing is like Drew should be like Gunther. Gunther isn't doing sneaky shit.
no,
Gunther just
Gunner,
fucking goes through you,
he mauls you.
and that's what Drew McIntyre needs to be. You
Yes.
look at what they're putting him in the ring against, and like, why the fuck is he just not knocking Seth Rollins unconscious every week?
Yeah, you know what kills me about Gunther? He's got the two little scrubs that are with him, right? You know, and they
Dude,
Imperium. Imperium's great. I like Imperium as a group. They're
okay.
cool. But he's got these but to me it's like he is so badass in the ring that I just feel like he doesn't need those guys, man, at all. I
Okay.
feel like
The one
yeah, go ahead.
the one thing I would love to change about Gunther is his finisher. I like the power bomb for him.
Okay.
But do you remember? I think it was Eddie Guerrero used to do the triple power bomb.
Yes.
That's what Gunther should do.
It's pretty badass. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
I love Gunther.
Yeah.
I just think a plain
Uh-huh.
power bomb kind of, you know,
It's a
give him
little
the triple
yeah.
power bomb. Yeah,
If you think about it, fits him. He's this big guy. He's powerful. He's strong. You know. Yeah, he's just pummeling him off. I mean, yeah, sure, why not? I would love that. You know, he's you know, it's funny. I hated. I couldn't stand Gunther at one point.
Yeah,
but yeah, he's grown on me completely, and now I like him. What I don't like is his two little shitheads.
And that's where I was going to disagree with you. I don't like Giovanni. But Ludwig, dude.
Well, Ludwig's a good wrestler, but the reason why I don't like him is because I guess what it is, I feel like they're only keeping them with Gunther because Gunther makes them relevant. But they can't without Gunther. I don't see Gunther. I think can be fine on his own. I don't think Gunther needs them, but they need Gunther. I don't know how they can, you know. I mean, maybe we'll see. We'll see if Giovanni. We'll see if Giovanni and
Ludwig
Ludwig
was just the NXT champ, wasn't he?
No, Ludwig was never an NXT champion. No way.
I thought
Ludwig
was.
No. Ludwig never won the NXT title. No.
Did he win the NA one?
Maybe he won. Could he have? Maybe he won the European Championship. Maybe I don't know. He may have won that. I don't. He never won the unit. I mean, I know they were. I know that they. I think they were tag team champions over in the UK at one point.
I guess
NXT
he was
UK
tag team champ.
I don't.
Giovanni. Okay.
With Giovanni, yeah.
For some reason, I thought he had a singles run.
Well, Giovanni
one.
They tried to do Giovanni as a single, and he failed miserably because he just wasn't interested. He was, you know what he was like.
I'm not a big fan of Giovanni, but I think
he's trash.
Ludwig Kaiser is very talented. I think that they have a gem on their hands with him. They need to protect Ludwig, and they need to protect fucking Brutus. That Brutus kid is one of the best natural athletes that they've had in that ring in a long time.
And I agree with you on that. I like him. I like him a lot. Before they brought Giovanni back up to the main roster to join them, it was just Gunther and Ludwig. That's who it was, just them two. And Ludwig had a couple matches where I thought he did really well. I was impressed.
Those matches that he had with the New Day.
Yeah. You got to be impressed too to be able to go with somebody like Kofi,
Yeah.
and I mean, Kofi's really a badass, and he's a worker, dude. That guy, and you can if you can keep up with him in the ring, and he can,
Yeah. Wes is talking about Julius Creed too. Did I mess it? It's Julius and Brutus, right?
yeah, the Creed brothers.
Yeah, the Creed brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah, Brutus is just a huge natural athlete. He's got
yeah,
size on him, and of course, size works in wrestling.
sure,
But Julius has like that dude was impressive technically. Like
yeah,
in these matches, there are little spots where you see just like this spark of him just hitting the move just right at the
yeah,
right time, and his timing is
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. They're good. They're good, man. They were when I found out they were moving them to the main roster and they were taking them from NXT, I was a little concerned because my first thought was, "Ah, fuck, NXT's losing like a lot of talent when they take those guys away."
Yes, it is Julius and Brutus. Brutus is the one who jumps off the top rope in a
Right,
cannonball. Yeah.
right, and then they took Ivy Nile as well
Mhm.
and brought her up, and she's a little spark plug. I mean that chick, she's small, but she's powerful, dude. She's a full badass, like old bodybuilding chick who can move in the ring, man. And I'm just like, God damn, they're taking a lot of NXT talent at one go. That's a lot. I was concerned.
Wes says if they ever split the creeds, Julius will outshine Brutus. I don't know. Like I think that Julius is the obviously like the technical star out of the two, but I think like athletic wise, and that's what gets people excited more often in wrestling now. I think Brutus is one of those dudes. Like
Oh,
Brutus, I see.
he's
Yeah,
the big guy especially in WWE. The big guy is the one who often gets a lot of help.
yeah.
Like they're gonna, I mean, they'll push
And
him
hey,
big
it's a new
time.
regime. It
You
might
know,
change, but
it might.
all we can do is talk about what's gone on before.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that could be, and you could be true about that. I mean, because it is Triple H
Yeah,
more involved in that. Triple H will push any motherfucker he thinks is, you don't care how big you are.
yeah.
He'll push you if you think sure you're good, But I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what would happen if they just split those guys up. And down the road, they probably will split them up down the road. I'm sure. It's gonna.
What do you think of Karrion Cross and his
Well,
deal?
okay. I love that they have this group, this like super group together. I think it's pretty badass, right? I love the disciples of. I love them.
Yeah,
That they authors of pain. Excuse me. They are, and I also love who their manager is.
yeah.
How you can not love Paul Ellering? I mean, he's they're and
Precious
they're
Paul.
yeah, man, and they're badass, and it's a fun. But my worry is that they have them feuding right now with another heel group,
Yeah.
and I'm sort of like, what are you doing? You need to no, it shouldn't
It's
be.
like
They gotta go after somebody, go after baby phases, not the. I don't
not
know,
only
man.
that, but like
It's
Cross is a bum, Wes says.
well. I disagree. I don't think he's a bum.
Y-
I think Cross has really been misused. I just
There's
don't think
that.
they haven't done anything. They haven't helped him at all. They haven't.
There's
I don't know.
there's that, and then the fact that the other group has Bobby Lashley.
Right, and then
And
here's a problem. You got the authors of pain who are these two big motherfuckers,
yeah,
and you're in, and but I can see them going up against a good tag team and then losing. You could see it happen, right? You
right.
could see it. But if you put Karrion Cross in a match against Bobby Lashley, you're gonna have a hard time selling me on Karrion Cross is gonna win that match. He's gonna have a chance against Bobby Lashley. I'm gonna have a hard time buying that. Get out of here. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
Bobby Lashley is entering Brock Lesnar status.
dude, he is. Again, he's another one that, in my opinion, they don't fucking use properly. Bobby Lashley should be a beast. He should be crushing motherfuckers. Look at him. He's a fucking Adonis. He should be just. And I feel like they did like just on SmackDown last night. They pre-taped it obviously, but
Okay.
they had him get jumped and he gets his arm fucked, smashed up by Karen. I'm like, get out of here. Karrion Cross shouldn't been able to get nothing on him, man. No way.
Bobby can be a world champ.
He should be
Bobby,
a world champ.
dude, like here's the thing that gets me. Like, all right, you better keep fucking Bobby Lashley on Raw. He's on SmackDown right now, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is he's going for a lower belt because
Yeah. They're
Bobby
putting him on a
Lashley
mid card.
is one of those dudes that Roman Reigns does not look legitimate when you put them side by
No.
side.
He
Roman is a lot bigger than a lot of people, but Bobby Lashley is a different animal.
He's not. Yeah, I agree. And I'm, it's the same thing.
And let's be fucking honest. The spot that Roman Reigns has right now should have been Bobby Lashley's.
Agree totally.
Bobby Lashley has never, in his entire career in the WWE, been used correctly.
No, I was shocked that they actually put the world title on him at all. Yeah, and I'm glad they did, but it wasn't, for one, it wasn't a long enough run for my opinion. And then it's like he lost it, and it was like, okay, now he's not going to win it again.
And like,
we can't put it back on him again. We can't.
Like Bobby Lashley, yeah, exactly. Bobby is 47 and in better shape than 99% of all wrestlers.
Oh yeah,
Bobby Lashley is like that once in a generation Herschel Walker type athlete.
Well, yeah, and what's funny about him is he's all muscled up, but he tends to
he's
to not.
Personification of black don't crack.
He's a lot of guys when they're too muscled up, they tend to tear stuff a lot and they hurt. He tends to avoid that. He really does stay. Like if he gets hurt, if he does have a real injury, it usually happens in the ring. It's not like it's not like he's gonna tear his quad while he's like working working out.
The crazy thing is like the last time he was injured, they were like, Bobby Lashley is out for 6 months. This is serious. Blah 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 blah.
Right.
3 months later, it's Bobby Lashley. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, remember there was a time when Triple H was really ripped at one point in his career, and that's when Triple H started having a lot of like working out, injuries or even in ring injuries too. He's tearing shit, and
I hate to I hate to say it because nobody knows. Okay, Triple H knows, and whoever he's talked to knows, and his friends and family know.
Sure,
but I will say this: there are periods of time where Triple H has one of the best bodies in the history of wrestling.
Yep.
And then there are times where Triple H has one of the worst bodies in the history of wrestling.
Yes.
And when he has that worst body, which if allegedly he was on steroids, that would be him cycling off.
Yeah.
If you look at the times he's torn shit and done shit, it's when it would be the times that allegedly he would be cycling off.
Probably, you're probably right. I don't know. No, nobody's gonna tell me that dude wasn't shooting on roids. There's no way. I'm sorry. But most of these guys, I think, at some point in all of their careers, especially the big muscular guys, they were roiding up at some point in their career.
And here's something for you. The WWE has been very litigious in suing people to keep their mouths shut.
Yeah.
Shit. They have CM Punk back in the company, but before CM Punk was back in the company, he did an interview online with Colt Cabana
Oh Christ!
where he said that he told Triple H straight to his face that Triple H was doing roids and that there was no comment. So not only did, according to CM Punk, and hey, believe him however you want to, okay?
Yeah.
But here's the thing: CM Punk said that and wasn't sued.
Right. Because you have to prove that he was lying about it, which means that would give CM Punk's lawyers a lot of access because they would have the ability to prove that he wasn't lying, and then WWE have to prove that he is lying.
He
But
also alleged that Triple H, because he was an executive, was not drug tested.
That I could believe too. I can believe that too. Sure.
So,
why not?
I mean,
it's not a foregone conclusion that he you know that he would take it. They would take advantage of a position.
Now look,
and then
I don't have a problem with wrestlers taking steroids.
well, I don't as long as they're
I have a problem.
stupid.
I have a problem with wrestlers lying about taking steroids.
Sure, but they're never gonna tell the truth though, dude, because no matter what you do,
No,
if
there are
you use
wrestlers that tell the truth.
if you use steroids, well, I'm sure there are probably that there have been. I know there have been guys that have come clean, but they didn't tell the truth their whole career.
Oh no,
right? They came clean later on, but it's not it's. I just think that.
Well, okay, there was one that was at the height of his career that went on CNN during the Chris Benoit thing and said, "Yes, I have used steroids before."
Who was that?
Kevin Nash.
Okay, yeah, and you know what? Okay,
my man.
Okay, but Kevin Nash to me is the dude who is at some point in his life he hit the fuck it I don't give a fuck switch.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he doesn't. That dude will tell. That dude does not. He won't lie for anyone, and he don't care. He don't tell the truth about anything now. He don't give a shit because there's no reason for him to hide anything anymore. You know, he doesn't work for the WWE. He doesn't. You know, he's not. You know,
that's something just real quick that we could get into.
So
I haven't been watching wrestling. I've been so fucking busy with like a bunch of projects and shit that I'm trying to get done. But did Sting have his last match?
Not yet.
Okay.
And supposedly, you know, they're making it where writing and like they won the tag team titles, him and Darby Allin.
Yeah.
And then the Bucks came in and beat the fuck out of them, and they hurt Sting. So that's why Sting hasn't been involved and been around. He's recovering, you know, where the ass.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna get to, Wes.
And I think it's setting up for the Bucks to beat him for the belts, and then that's gonna be his retirement match. He's gonna lose to the Bucks.
Dude, I like the Bucks. I don't care what anybody says. But the reason why I bring that up, is because just like Wes said, Nash has a Legends contract.
Oh, he does with the WWE? I didn't know that. Does he really? Okay, I didn't know he did.
Well, actually, I don't want to speak out of turn. I'm not sure if it's a Legends contract, but he does have some sort of performance contract, I believe, with WWE.
He's in the Hall of Fame, isn't he?
Yes.
Then he has some kind of Hall of Fame deal then probably with him. Then they keep those guys in the Hall of Fame on song.
I don't want to speak on. I don't know the man's business. I don't want to speak on the man's business.
Right.
But
right.
Sting personally asked Kevin Nash to be at his last match.
Okay.
Kevin Nash came out on his podcast and disclosed that he cannot go.
If he can't go, it's because the WWE's under some kind of contractual obligation. The WWE won't let him. And especially with AEW.
Thought this shit would be done with Vince out of the company.
See, that's what I thought too, but I still think Vince has somehow got his little filthy paws and shit. I do, man. I can't help it. because apparently Vince was on a condition of the sale of the company. This is what I understood. That I don't know if it's true or not, but this is what I thought. I thought Vince had a deal with them that if he's hired on, they cannot get rid of him.
He resigned.
Yeah, right. But did he really resign, or was that for the PR resign? You know what I mean? That's what I mean. See, it's so hard.
Yeah, you got to think like this is almost like Vince Russo in TNA territory.
Yeah.
Because remember, Dixie told fucking Spike TV that Vince wasn't working there anymore because Spike TV got sick of Russo.
Yeah, I do. Oh. You're right. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
So, like, let's fucking be honest. As long as Triple H is there, there's going to be questions. And as long as Vince is alive, there's going to be questions on how much influence that he is going to have on his son-in-law.
Exactly. I agree. And now, if you was the other one where Triple H is an independent thinker, he's
no.
Do we tell you Triple H and a lot of those, not just Triple H, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, a lot of those guys, there is a loyalty to Vince McMahon. I don't care what you tell. Y'all can say no all you want. There is a loyalty to that guy that they have had, and
Nash
they will
got
always
in trouble
have.
for his man. Like he's loyal to Vince because I mean Vince gave him his chance to actually become a useful wrestler.
Yeah,
and like a lot of those guys like had lost fathers. They had bad fathers,
and he became a father figure to a lot of them.
Father figure to them. And,
yes, absolutely. It's true, man.
I've had situations in my life where people that I love have done fucked up things.
Right.
Okay. Unforgivable things. And it is so hard to know how to deal with that because you have your feelings about that person. But you also have to acknowledge that they're a piece of trash and did something horrific.
Yeah.
And it's a real fucking tightrope to walk, especially if you're talking about it in the moment. When you haven't sat there and collected your thoughts and, fucking maybe written something down or whatever, and you're just going off the top of your head on a subject, it is very hard to have nuance and tact when you're going to be emotional about it.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I think I just figured out how I can see it right now. I can see why AJ Styles just broke into the chamber and he's pummeling LA Knight.
Oh, good.
And LA Knight had both Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre like fucking down for the count, man.
God damn.
I guess he now he fucking so now Drew McIntyre rolls over and pins LA Knight. Okay, so LA Knight's gone. Why is LA Knight smiling? Stop smiling, you dumb fuck! Don't do that. You're supposed to be in character.
I can't stand him.
God,
I can't stand him.
He's doing it again. Stop smiling. Just keep your teeth.
Right. I've got another question for you.
What's up?
We know Undertaker does a podcast or Patreon videos or whatever.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
One of his videos was his Mount Rushmore of talkers.
Oh, just good mic guys.
Promo men.
Okay, all right. That's okay. I haven't heard this, so I don't know. I'm even.
Let me pull up and so I make sure I get his list right. But I know Flair was on there.
Flair's definitely was one of Flair's. I think Flair's one of the greatest on the mic ever. Flair's a fucking magic man, dude. Okay. I would honestly say, if you ask me, Ric Flair is a great pro wrestler. I'm not going to take that away from him.
Uh-huh.
But his mic skills are what make him more so than his in ring. shit. I his in ring
Yeah.
stuff is cool, but that dude on a mic is gold, man. He's unreal.
Well, let's be honest,
Uh
man. If he fucking if you've seen one Ric Flair match, you've seen them all.
That's true. That's true. And as much as I love Ric Flair, I love him to death. I think he's one of the great ones of the sport. But it's mainly because I think I include one of the great ones in pro wrestling is the whole package.
Yeah.
You're in ring work and your mic skills have got to be on set.
But
And his mic skills are the most his mic skills are better than his in ring work. Let's put it that way.
yes.
Let's
All
put it that
so
way.
here's takers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Number 4,
Mm-hmm.
Arn.
Arn Anderson,
Mm-hmm.
pretty good on the mic. I can say that. But and yeah, and also good in the ring too. Arn Anderson's a technician in the ring,
Right, but
dude.
this is only for promo.
This is only for promo. Okay,
only for promo.
It's pretty good, Mike. Man, I would say
Right.
I would give him that.
So Arn,
Okay,
The Rock,
of course, yeah.
Ric Flair,
Mhm.
and Dusty.
Yeah, Dusty. I think sometimes people forget how good Dusty was on the mic. I do. I think people forget.
I think it's criminal
I think
that Arn Anderson is on his list.
that that Arn Anderson is on his list.
Yeah, and superstar Billy Graham is not.
Well, see, that's just it. You okay, but you did something right. If you're gonna disagree with someone's list and you're gonna take somebody off of his list, you gotta have somebody in mind who you believe is better and she deserves to be on the list better. I would agree with that. Superstar Billy Graham was really good on the mic. I would agree with you. And get this, I think Hogan was good on the mic.
That's what I was gonna say.
I think Hogan was great.
I would take The Rock off the list.
Okay.
And here would be okay. I'm gonna go in order of what I think it should be.
Okay.
I believe Dusty is number 1.
Okay, Dusty's number 1. Okay,
Dusty's
I can go with that. Okay.
I got Flair 2.
Okay.
I got Superstar Billy Graham 3.
Okay.
Number 4, like I know it's only supposed to be a 4, but I got I like Austin or Hogan better on the mic than I like The Rock.
Okay, and I would probably say it's hard to argue that because both of them are great on the mic, and The Rock is too. I can't argue it. It's a matter of who you think who would get you worked up more,
right?
When they would do a promo.
Wes has got his list in the trap. Mm-hmm. He's got Rock, Austin, Punk, Flair, no particular order.
Okay.
This is just
a
list too.
Yeah, see, I don't mind Punk being on the list. My problem with Punk being on the list though sometimes is Punk cuts a great promo, like the pipe bomb, great promo, really good. But then a lot of his other promos in between the pipe bomb and then his next big pipe bomb, he has these really awesome ones, and then some that aren't the greatest in the world in between. Like most guys on the mic are good on the mic every time they pick that motherfucker up.
Here's what I think of CM Punk on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk on the mic is a 200 hitter that hits 30 home runs a year.
Okay.
Eddie Kingston's damn good too. I like Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, Eddie Kingston's a good mic man.
Another dude, I don't care what anybody says, is Jericho.
Oh, Jericho's great on the mic. Jericho
is great on the mic and in so many different ways. Each time he's reinvented himself, he does not miss.
No, you're right.
You believe every word he speaks.
Yeah, I think I think Jericho's one of the all-time greats. See, that's another one. It's tough, man. Because I think there's been a lot of really good mic guys, man. Jake was.
I actually fuck that. I'll take Hogan and Austin off and put Jake on.
Jake would talk like he really meant it, man.
And oh my god, he used psychology so well.
Yeah,
He would talk like this so that you had to listen, so that you knew what he was saying.
yeah.
Because if you didn't listen in while he was
Well,
whispering, you wouldn't know.
and he would,
Shit
yeah.
like that.
He would also use phrases like, "You understand what I'm saying to you? Do you understand?" Just to get you to go, "Oh wow, yeah, I get it." Re-engage you, make sure you're staying engaged. I mean, he was, yeah.
Oh man, and when he started doing that whole "trust me" gimmick, that was
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
Jake.
it was gold, man. It was gold. It was gold. I remember when him and the Undertaker started going at each other because the Undertaker turned on him and wouldn't let him smack Elizabeth with a chair.
Yeah.
And he got pissed at the Undertaker. And I remember when he was cutting a promo on the Undertaker, and it was like, wow, this guy is talking all this shit to the Undertaker.
Yo, and I know,
like, damn.
I know that him and Rick Rude didn't get along that great in real life.
Yeah, it's true. They didn't. Yep.
You know, but it wasn't as serious as we thought it was in the ring because Jake made that shit believable when he tore Rick Rude's tights off. Like, oh, come on!
That's a great scene in professional wrestling history.
Yeah,
when that happens, that's a wonderful.
There's two scenes like that at least that Jake's involved in. That one and the Cobra with Macho.
Oh yeah, yeah. When he sets Macho with the Cobra and the presents, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fucking badass at the wedding.
That he tells on the dark side of the ring too.
Macho Man's when
so I heard we're doing a little bit of business tonight. So that snake, it's been devenomated, right?
I mean, God. By the way, that's another one that doesn't probably get the respect for his abilities on the mic. Is Macho Man Randy Savage? I think people forget.
The thing about Savage was like he was fucking out there. He was saying like crazy shit, like warrior level crazy.
Yeah,
but it made sense.
See, the reason why I liked his shit, and I would always put him because the Warrior was kind of okay too, but the Warrior would just the Warrior would just talk nonsense.
Yeah,
and Macho Man would talk nonsense though, and you made it, but you believed his nonsense was gonna go somewhere. The Warrior was just dumb. I didn't like a lot of the Warriors promos. I didn't like them at all.
Oh man, like the WWE, like we talked about this in the Hangout, they've scrubbed the self-destruction of the Ultimate Warrior from the internet. You can't find it anywhere.
Wow, they really
I think
did.
copies on eBay are like $200.
They really really did. They tried to destroy the man, and then when they bring him back in and put him in the Hall of Fame, they want to and turn him into this. Now he's got the Warrior Award named after him and all this stuff. And now they want him to be this great pro wrestler that we all remember as a great icon.
Held Vince McMahon up.
Yeah, of course. It's that might work for some younger people.
I actually just found a copy for $30 on Amazon.
Yeah, for a lot of us that remember and watched what happened and know a lot of shit that went down. Nah, you can scrub it all you want, but we know. We know. We definitely know. I mean, by the way, how about Randy Orton on the mic? He has some abilities to talk to you in a way where he just sounds malevolent as shit sometimes.
I can't remember a Randy Orton promo though. Like
that's a good point. There's
no Randy Orton hard times.
Yeah, that's kind of a good point. It's always been. Yeah, I think you're right.
But I dig Randy on the mic because
I like him on the mic. I do.
Yeah, because like he he reminds me kind of of Ronnie Garvin. A
Yeah.
lot of people didn't like Ronnie Garvin on the mic, but he always went like personal, like something
Yeah.
good, just son to Doug,
God.
Randy's a lot like that. I
Ronnie
dig
Garvin.
Randy's in my top 5 of all time, like
Yeah.
overall. I mean, Randy Orton is one of the smoothest wrestlers we've ever seen.
Oh yeah, absolutely. God, I remember Ronnie Garvin. I remember when I first was I was watching. I remember I was watching NWA wrestling.
When he did the Hand of Stone.
Yes, the hand of stone, right? Yeah, and I remember I was a big fan. I was a fan of Jimmy Garvin. Okay, and I never, for some reason, I knew both their last names were Garvin, but I never made the connection, right, that they were gonna brother them up, right, at some point. I just never thought about it, and then it was like,
Jimmy the Boogie Woogie Man Garvin.
yeah, man. And then when and then there was this thing where they were fucking
Freebirds.
He before he joined up with Michael B.S. Hayes, though, he was with his brother, and he was feuding with Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
Ric Flair wanted to fuck Precious, right? and he had a match where if he beat Jimmy. Yeah, he beat Jimmy Garvin. He got to have a night with Precious, right? They had the hotel rooms. The Horsemen are helping him out, setting everything up. Horsemen leave because they're going to let Rick have his night. And Precious kid, he thinks Precious is coming in, and it's Jimmy Garvin just in like drag, and and him and Ronnie Garvin beat the fuck out of Ric Flair.
Could you? Okay.
Oh, good times, dude.
Could you imagine if they had done that angle with Dusty? What kind of fucking nightmare fuel that would have been? Come here, baby Rick. We gonna get down the business, baby. You gonna feel the sting tonight, baby.
It's so fucking hilarious, dude. And I thought I used to. Oh god, Jimmy Garvin's great.
I'm in trouble.
Why? What happened?
Look. From Kate B, did I just hear a fucking woo?
Oh, we better watch Bravo, man. Oh, Kate's gonna kick your ass, dude. She's probably trying to sleep.
Not yet. She doesn't have to work tomorrow either.
Oh, should. Oh, maybe she's excited. Maybe she's saying, "Oh, he's saying woo." All right, excited. Right?
No, it brings back bad memories.
I got you. I mean, and by the way, I'm not saying Jimmy Garvin wasn't nowhere near as good on the mic as a lot of these other guys we're talking about, but he did some wild promos, dude. Shit. I mean, none was better than after that night where they fucked Ric Flair over, and he literally got on the mic and said, "How was your night, Rick? Was as magical as you thought it would be?"
You better be looking at the
great, yo. Oh my god. Well, I can't say what to say. It's too small for me.
No, he's in trouble. Oh man.
Apologies.
I'm trying to think of like some other dudes on the mic.
I know there might be other good ones out there that were great. I mean, probably don't get the respect that they might deserve. But
and then that's just talking wrestlers. We're not talking managers.
Right. Then you get into a whole other ball of wax. Yeah, you got Jimmy.
I hate woo as much as you hate moist.
Oh, disgusting! Oh God, see that's not just even comparable. It's not. Moist is gross, and woo is great.
What were you saying?
I was like, Jimmy in the Mouth of the South, remember Jimmy Hart. I used to just love him because I've never seen a dude like talk so much gibberish. Yeah, talk so much gibberish and really say nothing. But when he was said and done, you were like, "What a great manager!"
It's the Mouth of the South, baby.
Yeah, He was he was hilarious. He would just say nothing at all, nothing of note. Yeah,
Oh man, like
you know, high pitched and shit. Oh god, it was
fucking
so funny. Oh man.
Bobby.
Oh well, Bobby the Brain was just
Bobby was amazing.
he may have been the best manager. I mean, it's probably been him and maybe
I think now, like let's be honest, Bobby's been in the grave for a few years, and
yeah,
so
yeah,
he deserves his respect.
he does.
But at the same point, Paul fucking Heyman is the greatest manager of all time in
Well,
wrestling now
well, now he is probably because
because of
Paul
his body of work.
and Paul's good on the mic, big time good on the mic,
Yeah.
dude. Paul's great. I mean, that guy is a superstar on the mic, you know. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Not to mention, we all owe Paul Heyman a lot of things because of Paul Heyman. We actually got to enjoy certain pro wrestlers. I mean, without Paul Heyman, there might not have been an Undertaker, dude. You know, Paul
Yeah.
Heyman's the one that got his ass to Vince to to get shit going down. I mean, it's crazy what he used to do for professional wrestlers.
Yeah.
He was a guy who was making deals for people, who was setting people up. He would see a guy being like underused or just not used properly somewhere, and literally get them to leave one company and go to another. You know, just
I mean, just think about the talent he's introduced. I think ECW was Jericho's first American job. I know he was in Stampede for a while and then went to Japan, but I believe ECW was his first American job after he came off being the Lying Heart or whatever.
Yeah, no, I think you're.
Yeah,
I think you're right. I think you're right. It's he's just I don't know, dude. He or in his early years.
Oh my god! Think about the careers that were resurrected in ECW.
Yes, exactly. Mick Foley. Yeah, he goes to mind.
Cold.
Yeah, because remember, Stunning Steve was fired over the fucking phone by WCW, and let me tell you, Vince wasn't calling him at that point. It wasn't until he did his time in ECW
when he was dressing up as Hogan.
Fucking ridiculous. But I mean, dude, he launched the career of a lot of guys too. Rob Van Dam, as awesome as he is, without him pushing Rob Van Dam the way he did, no way Oran Van Dam gets the no way does he get his time in the big time like he got. And then I mean he was
the Dudley Boys are arguably one of the best tag teams of all time.
I would definitely argue. To me, they're on my. If I was to do a Rushmore of tag teams, they're on it. They're on it, hands down.
Yeah.
You know, my Rushmore is dirty, dude, because I have a favorite, an all-time favorite tag team.
Yeah.
That I like, but they were not the Nasty Boys. But they were not. I loved them, but they were not a really like. They had no. They just didn't have a period of time together where they were like really dominant and good. So they just really weren't. But I just love their gimmicks. I thought their gimmick was great.
when I was a kid, I always loved the outlandish gimmicks for you know, the fucking singles wrestlers I liked. I loved Hogan. I was a Warrior Mark, Macho, George the Animal Steel, you know, eating fucking turnbuckles. Anything that was weird and different, I liked. But when it came to tag teams, I like the dudes that looked like they were gonna whoop your motherfucking ass.
I like the Road Warriors or
the Road Warriors. My favorite tag team of all time, Powers of Pain.
You could argue that okay, you just named two tag teams that. Now, okay, I would put the Road Warriors more on there than the Powers. The Powers of Pain were good, but they weren't together as long as the Road Warriors were. They were
but they had a run in the NWA too.
They did, but they weren't. But their most memorable run was in WWF, you know, in WWE. So it's like kind of like they didn't have
the belt.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
If you think about it, that's nuts, man.
During
But
that demolition strike
yeah,
force era, they never won the belt.
that's crazy to me. That's nuts.
My
And
favorite. Oh, go
then there
ahead.
was no. I'll say then there was demolition. And
Okay,
demolition to me
demolition.
was I like demolition, but I swear to God, to me they were just a fucking
They
Road
look like
Warrior
old fat
knockoff.
men.
Yes, even
So
yeah,
like yeah, but like dude, when you looked at Powers of Pain and you looked at the Barbarian, he looked like a fucking barbarian.
that guy was crazy
Then
looking, dude. I mean,
Warlord,
and Warlord looked like a warlord.
yeah. Oh
They
my
were,
god! Remember
yeah,
when they broke up the Powers of Pain and the Warlord went with Slick and they gave him like that half mask and the fucking Lord
yes,
Zed staff?
yeah. I remember. I
Oh,
remember. They muddied up a gimmick really bad. It was not good.
but
But
like,
see,
but like,
yeah,
see, like what I was saying was like for the tag teams, I like the dudes that like they can kick your ass. So Powers of Pain, one of
right.
my favorite.
Sure,
Then,
I can see that.
then you go Faces of Fear.
Faces of Fear. Wait a minute, who the fuck was that? This sounds familiar.
You don't remember the Faces of Fear? They were in
I
WCW. I will put this on money against anybody's opinion. The Faces of Fear, when I tell you who they
yeah.
are would be the scariest shoot tag team in the history of professional wrestling.
Huh.
Ming and the Barbarian.
Yeah, Ming was amazing, dude. I liked Ming. He was really fucking badass, dude. Dude, he was like his athletic. He wasn't like the most butch guy or nothing. He was kind of pudgy at times, but he was. I don't say pudgy. Yeah, he was pretty muscular, but he was a little but he was a little wide in the middle. But he was just a tough motherfucker. He was
Dude,
just
have
tough,
you heard
dude.
the stories?
I've not. No, I didn't.
Oh, we're gonna have to get into that sometime. Dude, he's ripped people's noses off.
It's fucking crazy,
He
dude.
stuck his forefinger in some dude's mouth and ripped their teeth out.
Jesus Christ. That guy,
He blinded Billy Jack Haynes in the locker room.
what is like smash him in the
Stuck his
eyes or something?
finger in his eyeball and pulled it
Dude,
out.
that is gross. Oh my God. That guy's nuts, man.
When people started to get like too fucking pushy in WCW, Bischoff used Ming as a threat.
Tell me we have send Ming the fucking
Yeah. You listen to these wrestlers and none of them want to fuck with Ming. They all call him Haku because that was his WWE name. Or they call him Tonga because he was the Tonga kid. Too.
Yeah, but I remember him when he was Haku.
Yeah.
They were like he was tag team with somebody or like they were the Islanders or something like that. I thought
it was one of his cousins.
Yeah.
I want to say it's
Haku and some
sure.
something like that, and then and that it was kind of I don't know. I thought it was a shit gimmick, but he was.
Dude, you remember they were the Colossal Connection, him and Andre.
That's true. Yep, I do remember that.
Yeah, that's another tag team I wouldn't want to fucking see coming down a dark alley.
Nah, Andre, you want to see Andre? Period, dude. That guy's frightening.
Hey, boss.
Have
you heard the story about the time him, Andre, Schwarzenegger, and Chamberlain went out for dinner?
No.
It was during the filming of Conan the Destroyer when, fucking Arnold and Will Chamberlain were in the same movie.
Right.
Scott says I'm body shaming myself. Really offended myself too. So the three of them go out to dinner, and Wilt goes to the bathroom, and Andre and Arnold's like they'd gone to a wrestling show, and Andre had gotten Arnold front seats. So he's like, Andre, you paid for my seats. I'm going to pay for dinner. And Andre looks at him and says, boss, I pay. And Schwarzenegger goes, no, you paid for my seats. I do. I pay for dinner.
I don't know what to get in for, dude.
Fucking Andre picks Schwarzenegger up like a baby. like a baby, grabs him underneath his arms and puts him on top of a fucking cabinet and goes and pays the bill.
Well, you're Arnold. You just got to go. What's happening? What
There's
the fuck is
so
happening to me
many
here?
great fucking stories about fucking
Oh
Andre,
my
man.
god, it's incredible, dude. That is insane. I can't
There,
imagine.
Carrie Ellis, on when they did a oral history of the Princess Bride,
Yeah, yeah,
and he
okay.
talks about Andre farting and clearing the entire set. There's
Dude,
another story. There's another story of like I think it was Blackjack Mulligan, punched Andre dead in the jaw,
what? God
and
damn.
Andre didn't even register it. Grabbed him, and I think there was another guy. It might have been Dick Slater. I forget how the story goes, but he had Blackjack Mulligan in one arm, and the other dude who was huge, and walked them to the ocean and put them down, their heads down there, and they were both struggling and couldn't do a fucking thing. And he pulled them up and looked at them both and says, "Why'd you do that?"
Holy shit.
It's like,
I mean, dude, I can't even imagine that. I've heard the drinking stories about him.
yeah,
And
128 beers in one
yeah,
sitting.
and I've also heard the food stories. I heard that motherfucker could eat.
Yeah.
Like big, like his meals were just fucking enormous. And I'm like, God damn, but I just some of this shit is crazy because it all goes in, it just feeds into his legend of how
Yeah.
the fucking guy was incredible, man. I just yeah, but see, we got that's what we do one time. We go up for professional wrestling, and we need to do our put together a top five of like our best mic guys, top five best ring workers that we like,
All right.
top five best tag teams.
You know
And it can
what?
be all opinion.
I want to run this by. I want to run this by you. We did a live hangout last week.
Yeah.
So I know it would kind of be copying the RHP guys, going live one week, doing a topic show and then doing a hangout. Do you want to continue that next week or do a topic show? Because I do have a topic that we could do next week that wouldn't, need too many people. Either that or it can wait till next time.
Well, I liked doing the hangout, the live hangout.
Okay.
I thought that was cool. And we especially when we get people on that don't normally come on.
I'll try and get some of my other D&D friends to.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll bring some in. We'll see.
Ooh, you go for a topless show? Then I'll show you my bifurcated nipple.
Oh, God, dude. Hey, by the way, remember when you still have your snake, right?
Yeah.
Remember when you said you had bought another snake, but I guess the snake passed away, but you were going to try breeding, right?
Mm-hmm.
What snake were you going to be breeding?
They were ball pythons.
They were ball pythons. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been learning a lot about breeding of ball pythons.
Uh-huh.
And I gotta tell you, man, that is without a doubt. Well,
it's difficult.
It's difficult. It is. It's tough, dude. All the morphs are wild as shit.
Yeah.
In order to try to get, but it's not like you gotta wait for females to get like a pretty good size, man. And
that
then
was the thing. I was raising that female up, and just would not eat.
Yeah, that's tough, dude. That's tough.
I only have one ball python right now, Wes, and he's awesome. His name is Sid, and he loves everyone.
Is he eating well?
Yeah, he eats well.
That's good. Okay.
But yeah, that was the problem. First of all, when I bought my first snake, Sid, I told myself, because I did a lot of research on ball pythons, that I would never buy a spider morph.
Well, spider morph has the head wobbles and shit that come along with it. Right. A lot of neurological issues.
And I got a really good deal on a Spider desert ghost.
Okay. That's wow. That's an interesting combo.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, I can
It was
imagine.
a beautiful snake, and
Yeah,
I thought that because Sid is such an easy snake. He has never refused a meal. He's
right,
never gone on a hunger strike. He's never been impacted. Nothing. He's a beautiful snake.
right.
I thought it would be just as easy, but she had neurological problems from the beginning. Her wobble was insane. As soon as I got her home, I called the pet store. They were like, no, she didn't wobble here. We're not taking her back.
Oh, those bastards.
So
They know she did. She did
yeah.
wobble there. They knew it. Yeah.
And a lot of times wobble is treatable. I mean, you have to there's a lot of specific things that you have to do, and that snake will never live a normal life.
No, never. Yeah, it's not gonna. Yeah, I heard feeding them can be quite the.
That was the problem. She
quite the hassle. It's not. Yeah.
And I put something in there that was her appropriate to her size. She didn't eat, so I cleaned it out of the cage, and I gave her a couple days, and then the next day I was going to go and I was going to force feed her because she hadn't eaten for me yet.
Yeah.
And then the next day I go and she's fucking gone.
That sucks, dude. Yeah, that blows.
Too many. I'm sorry, I missed this from Wes. He said one's too many.
Yeah. The spider morph is a shit show, man. That's one of the ones that but I recently have fallen in love with the pied morph. Yeah. And I've seen some pied snakes, but I've heard that a lot of pieds have trouble getting pieds to eat.
Well, the problem with a lot of pieds is that they don't tell you. They'll tell you it's piebald,
right,
but they won't tell you it's a champagne piebald, which you can't really tell. Which you really can't tell if it's a pied, and
Yeah, you have to.
So, there's not just a spider morph. There are other morphs with neurological
problems. I've heard about the champagne one too.
Yeah,
as issues. It's yeah. There's. Yeah, that sucks, dude. I was just wondering because I didn't know. I thought it was ball pythons you were trying to mess with, and I wanted. I was curious to see what when you. I remember when you said the one that passed away. I was curious to see what caused the snake to pass because I was learning a lot about this stuff. I was like, you know what, dude, there's always more to breeding. Than you're told, and
Yeah. See, now it's crazy. Like ball pythons, obviously, were at one point. I think they still are the most populous pet snake in America.
I think they are still
now. The one that is coming up, are blood pythons.
Interesting.
Have you seen these motherfuckers?
I haven't. No, I haven't seen them.
These things are fat. They look hilarious. They have some of the coolest morphs and shit.
Yeah.
Let me see. They're reddish colored, but they're super fat with a skinny tail. I'll try to find a good one real quick. Yeah, this is from Nerd. Trying to find one, and that ain't gonna work. But yeah, when you see this thing, here we go. Hopefully, yeah, there we go. Now I just gotta find this, and we'll get off after this and go straight to a hangout.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, so this here is blood python.
Look at that! Holy cow!
Let me see if you got better picture. Yeah. Okay. So again, it's it's such a fat snake.
Right.
In all honesty, it is just as big as a ball.
Well, I mean, balls. I mean, females just get up to 5 or 6 feet, but that's about.
So these are 5 or 6 feet. but
Yeah,
like these things are like
but they're
25, 30 pounds.
yeah. You mean they got the girth. They're
Yeah,
girthed
whereas
up.
a ball is like
Yeah. If you get balls, I mean ball pythons can get girthy, but probably
yeah,
not that girthy.
no.
I mean that's I know male ball pythons tend to run a lot smaller than females,
Yeah.
so it's
A
but
big male ball python is 3 feet long.
right that's you. um I've heard of people saying they've had males as big as 4 feet, but it's like
I would have to
it,
measure. I would have to measure Sid, but I do know that that book is all fake. Oh Jesus! But yeah, I do know that Sid is longer than 3 feet long. He's got a 6 foot. He's got a 6 foot cage, and he's definitely over half of it.
Yeah, see, he's doing good. Shit, that's all right. That's good. All right. Oh
Well,
yeah.
brother, we've been going for
All right.
almost 2 hours. It is 11:30. We need to
Sure.
get these people into a hangout.
That's up. Sounds good to me.
All right.
Well,
As I say every week, peace, love, and hair grease. We're out. Go ahead.
adios, people. Goodbye.